Hello, Patrick.
Hi, good afternoon.
Just wondering if you had a chance to see your team practice on the Yankee Stadium field, and are you concerned about the dimensions? And would you change your tactics at all or your personnel, given the smaller dimensions of the field?
No, no, no. We're not going to change our philosophy or our tactics. We are aware of the dimension of the pitch, and we know what to expect. So we will be well prepared, and there will be no excuses on that side. We know that it will be difficult, but we've been preparing all week, so we face all the kind of difficulties that we're expecting for the game on Sunday.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Patrick. First off, congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
What did you learn from your first experience playing against MLS competition, both on and off the field?
On the field, I think it was what I was really expecting. What I mean by that is the quality of the league, because I think in Europe and in the other side of the world, we are maybe taking the MLS for granted. I think it's a really good level, physically really strong, and the teams are well organized tactically. So the MLS is much better and stronger than what people think in the other side of the continent. Off the field, I have to get used to the camera following the coach coming inside the dressing room, because in Europe we're not used to it. But I have to adapt myself, because that is the way it is here.
Okay, just a question here.
Hi, Patrick. So just sort of jumping off of that point, you had spoken about MLS being, if anything, a little bit harder than the leagues in Europe. And I just wonder...
Sorry?
You've spoken about MLS being harder, if anything, than the leagues in Europe. And I just wonder whether you think that the type of patience needed is something shared by those higher up in the organization, and how long a project you think this will take to get NYCFC to where you want them to be?
First, I believe that to build up a successful football team, you have to be patient, because I think time will help you to do it. But what is important for us is to have a clear idea and a clear direction about what we want to achieve and where we want to go. And it's clear about what we want to achieve in the next few years. But sometimes we forget that the club only playing its second years in the MLS, and it will take time. But in football, we don't have time, especially when you're in a city like New York. So it will be important for us to be successful, to win, and to win by playing well. And but I believe that there is a people above myself who knows the game better than I do, and they know that it will take time. But I think when you look at the first game that we played, we show that we are on the right way, and we try to do things in the right way.
Okay. Michael?
Hey, Patrick.
Hello.
Congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Mix Discarud, how much do you know about the way he played last year? This is a two-part question. How much did you know about the way he played last year? Because a lot of people thought he underachieved. And what are your expectations now of him, particularly after the opening game?
I think it's not just him who underachieved last year. I think the majority of the players, or all the players, underachieved. I really don't want to talk about last year's performance because I wasn't there. But the message to Mix and the rest of the players is that they had quality, and Mix has got talent, and I expect him and the rest of the players to work harder than they did last year, because I watched all the games, and the players didn't perform on their level. The reason being, I don't know. But I knew that was a good group of players, and full of talent, and I knew that if it was important for me to try to get the best of them, and I believe the way we try to play really suit Mix strength, and like you said, you saw it in the first game. I think he was fantastic. I still believe that he can do more, much more than what he's doing at the moment. But for first game, I think he played at a really good level.
Hello, Patrick. Congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Can you talk to me about the experience that you had throughout the preseason and the preseason and training with Kyrie Shelton? What you learned about him as a player, who he is as a player, as you understand him, and also speak to your expectations of him this year, and also the impressions from the first game, his goal.
He is another young, talented U.S. player. I think he has to learn a lot about himself. I think Kyrie don't realize yet how good he can be, and my job as well is to challenge him, to push him, to make it really difficult for him because he's a really interesting player, full of quality, of strength, and what is important for him is to understand the game a little bit better and to understand how he can use his talent for the benefit of the team. And I think if he understands that, he will be a special player.
You obviously have a lot of experience with youth soccer players. What are some of the greatest strengths you identify in Shelton?
I think he's got a really good pace. He's really strong when he gets the ball on his feet, and I believe he can score goals. So hopefully this year can be a really good year for him.
Hi, Patrick. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Just going off of this idea with Ronald and his performance at left back, what impressed you the most last Sunday, and what qualities do you think he can bring to this team for the year?
He's young, talented, full of energy. What I find really interesting with Ronald, he can play in a different position in the team, and he loves the game. He's working hard every single day in training. He's a positive player. I'm really pleased that with Claudio and David we managed to bring him to our football club because he is a really, really exciting young player.
Okay.
Thank you. Patrick here. I'm sure you've had a chance to rewatch the game Sunday. What are some of the things that you liked about that match, having a second look, and what are some things your team can improve on ahead of Sunday's game?
I think as a coach, when you score 4 goals and you concede 3, you're happy because you create chances and you manage to score goals. And of course, be a little bit disappointed to concede 3 goals. We concede 3 goals because I think that we give the goals away. But even if we don't talk about the 3 goals that we concede, I think we concede too many chances. And I think we have to defend much better as a team. We concede a lot because we didn't defend well from up front, and that is one of the aspects of the game we need to improve.
Okay. You okay? Can we just go down the front and then we'll go here? Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, just
Hi.
going off of that, there's a lot of new pieces, a lot of new faces in the defense. How long do you think it'll take for everybody to get in sync and play as a unit?
It will take time, but what is important for us is we have to get better game after game. We're still a long way, but I was quite really pleased. It's still not perfect yet, but the way that the players working every day in training, the commitment in training, the concentration in training, make me believe that we will get better as a team, and I think this is the positive outcome of it.
Okay. Just here.
Hi, Patrick. I would like to know if you can give us any information about Steven Mendoza, the Colombian striker that Corinthians is saying that it's loaning to NYCFC, and what is the current situation of Quadwopoku inside your roster?
Mendoza is a player that we quite like a lot. We're still in discussion. The deal is not done yet. Hopefully, will be done in the next few days. Regarding Poku, is a player that will have a massive part in to play in our roster. Is a player that will be really important for us. But at the moment, he didn't get involved in the first game, but it's just one game. The league is going to be really long, really difficult, and every single player will be really important for us.
Just behind there. Thank you.
Obviously, the sample size is really limited, but with the way you've constructed your lineup, can you see a lot of these games moving forward playing out in a similar fashion where you might have to score 3 to 4 goals a game to, be successful? And just also, what is Lampard's status for this weekend?
I think what is clear and what is important for us is going on the field and be determined to win the game. And the way that I want the team to play it is a risk, but I'm prepared to take that kind of risk because what is important for me is that we will create more than we will concede. And even in the other side, I think we have to defend better. But this is a philosophy that I want for this football club and for the team. That is the way I want the team to play. So that will be part of the way we're going to play this season. Regarding Lampard, is getting better, but we have to look how we will respond day after day. See how he's going to respond with the work he's doing inside the gym, and we will make a decision at the last minute.
Okay, question here.
Hey, Coach. As a world-class player, what are some of your expectations of your 3 superstars, Frank, Andrew, and David? What are your guidance to them as prior to each game and throughout the season? What are your expectations of them?
To be fit, to play well, to have a massive impact in our game, because you're talking about 3 players who had a fantastic career. And I'm really happy with the way that they are working in training. I'm happy with the way that they interact with the young players to make them better, to make them improve. They have a massive part to play in our success. There are some players that will have a massive part to play on and off the field as well. And they are taking that kind of responsibility. And I think when you look at the career they had and the type of person they are, I'm really pleased that they are here with me and working with them. And yes, I'm putting on their shoulder a massive pressure because they can handle it with the experience. But they are 3 players who want to do well, who want to win for New York City. And the way they're working during the preseason, the way they're working all this week, and the way they work against Chicago, I don't have any doubt that this year they will be really good.
Okay. Any more questions for Patrick? Okay. Just one more.
Patrick, just building off of that question, in particular with Andrea Pirlo, his abilities as a distributor are well known, but your tactics also call for a lot of two-way play and pressure. So how do you fit a player of Andrea's qualities, both not just on the offensive end, which is self-explanatory, but on the defensive end as well?
I'm not worried at all because his brain help him to anticipate the next pass, the next move. The way we're going to play, controlling the game, we will have the possession of the ball. And we will have the ball more often, and with the quality of Andrea, it will make the difference. But without the ball, I'm not worried at all about it because our organization, the distances between the line, will help him, will help all the other players to run less. And I think it's all about organization, the shape that I will give the team. I think is more important than anything else. So I don't have any worry about that.
Okay, final two questions for Patrick, just down here.
Yes. Are you? What is Jefferson Mena's status? And
Sorry?
what is Jefferson Mena's status? And do you think you need his speed and athleticism in that position?
He's much better now. He start training with the team last week. He's doing really well. But at the same time, I have to be patient with him because he's been out for quite a long period. He's a really strong player, got pace, but he will have to work really hard because other players are doing really well and he's behind those players. But he's as well a player who I count on, and he will have a massive part to play during the season.
Okay, final question. Yeah.
Just wrapping up, with, one more update on Andoni. He missed Sunday's game. He's recovered?
He's getting better as well. He's been working on his own on the field. He's taking part of some of the session, and he's another one that we're going to wait in the next few days before making any kind of decision.